Hello everyone, welcome to our video on the topic compound interest. This is the third part of the video. As we have solved in the previous video several problems based on compound interest, today we'll be solving few more problems. So let's move directly to our problems. Rahul deposited rupees 15,625 in a bank for 2.5 years. Find the amount that he will get at the end of 2.5 years at the rate of 8% per annum compound interest. Over here, the sum looks very simple. It looks normal, but over here there is one twist, and that is number of years or the tenure, which is 2.5 years, and that has to be the power, and we cannot have the power as a fraction. So we'll first find compound interest or the amount for 2 years, and for the remaining half year we'll find the simple interest per year. Okay, so first I'll find compound interest for 2 years, and then I'll find simple interest for half a year. Together will give me the total interest at the end of 2.5 years. Is that clear? So writing the details for the data given in the problem, principal is 15,625. N, since we are finding only compound interest over here, I'll write compound interest. R is 8% per annum. So amount will be P into 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to n, and which is nothing but 15,625 into 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to R is 8 the whole raised to n, that is 2. Simplifying it, 15,625 multiplied by 100 plus 8, 108 upon 100, and it is square, so 108 upon 100 into 108 upon 100. We can cancel out by the common factor, that is 5. And we'll get the final answer as 18,225. Now this is the amount that this principal will fetch or yield after 2 years. Now I can also add the simple interest for the second part, that is half year, to this amount, and that will give me the total amount at the end of 2.5 years. So rather than finding compound interest for 2 years, I wait over here with the amount that I have at the end of 2 years. This amount is the amount which Rahul is supposed to get at the end of 2 years, but we are supposed to find for 2.5 years. So this amount will be serving to us as the principal amount for my last half of the year. So simple interest for the remaining half year is nothing but, we have the formula PRT upon 100. So P is nothing but the amount for the first 2 years. So amount multiplied by, so I'll directly substitute over here, 18,225 multiplied by rate of interest is 8 multiplied by tenure is half year. So 1 upon 2 and this divided by 100. You can recheck the formula. Principal, which is nothing but the amount of the first 2 years, multiplied by rate of interest 8, and half year is the time period, that is nothing but 1 upon 2, and this 100 came from the formula. Simplifying it, we get the answer 2 4s are 2 50s are 2 2s are 2 25s are, and we can check how this is divisible to get 2 1s are 18,225 divided by 25, which gives me the simple interest as 729. So it's a simple interest for the half year at the end of 2 years, or at the end of the tenure of 2.5 years, will be this. So the total amount that Rahul receives, okay, that Rahul receives after 2.5 years will be the amount formed by the compound interest over here plus the simple interest for the later half year. Okay, so this amount for 2 years plus simple interest for the later half year, which is nothing but 18,225 plus 729, which is nothing but 18,954. So the final statement of this problem will be Rahul will be getting 18,954 rupees at the end of 2.5 years at the rate of 8% per annum compound interest. Revising this sum again, since it was 2.5 years and 2.5 writing it in the exponent will be impractical, so we divide the whole sum into two parts. We will find compound interest for first 2 years and simple interest for the later half year, and instead finding compound interest, we will find the amount for the first 2 years. So let's revise the sum again. Since the tenure was 2.5 years and in the compound interest amounts formula we have tenure in the exponent, so we cannot write half in the exponent. Hence we divided the sum into two parts. We found the amount based on compound interest, and which was for 2 years, and for the later half year we found the simple interest, and the total amount would be this amount of 2 years plus the simple interest for the half year. But remember, for the simple interest we do not take the principal amount of the beginning. We take the amount at the end of second year, because after the second year we start with third year's half year tenure. So this amount becomes my principal for calculation of my simple interest over here. So this is a very important point where we need to remember that for this simple interest for the later half of the year after 2 years, this principal will be the amount which we got after compounding the interest annually for 2 years. Santosh invested rupees 80,000 in mutual funds paying interest 15% per annum. Find the amount he will get after 3 years if the interest is compounded annually. Also find the interest of the third year. So if we focus on the question, it says there is a person, Santosh, who has invested certain amount of money in an institution of mutual funds which gives him the interest at the rate of 15% per annum. So he has invested there for a period of 3 years. Okay, so after compounding annually, we are supposed to find what amount does he get in all after 3 years. Let's begin. So principal amount is rupees 80,000. Rate of interest is 15% per annum. Number of years is 3. So amount after 3 years is given by the formula P into 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to N. So let the amount after 3 years be this. I calculated 80,000 into 1 plus rate of interest is 15 upon 100 the whole raised to 3. So when we simplify this, we get 80,000 into bracket. I'll simplify the bracket first. 1 plus 5 3s are 5 20s are the whole raised to 3. Now taking LCM and making this into unity, that is the whole fraction, I'll get 80,000. 20 plus 3 23 upon 20 the whole raised to 3. Simplifying it even further, I get 80,000 multiplied by 23 cube upon 20 cube. So that is 20 into 20 into 20. 21s are 20, 4,000s are 21s are 20, 200s are 21s are 20, 20, 10s are 200. So the final amount that I have is 10 into 23 cube, which on solving gives me the total amount of 1,21,670. This is the amount at the end of 3 years. Okay, now the second half part of the question is also find the interest of the third year. So if you understand it properly, this amount is of all the 3 years, and the question is find the interest of only the third year. So kindly give it a thought. Think for a while, how will you find the interest of the third year? Okay, now let's understand the situation over here. Those who could find out how will we proceed ahead, very good. But those who could not, let's think like this. If this is the principal amount which Santosh had invested, at the end of first year, this much is the interest. At the end of second year interest will slightly increase. The diagram is not in proportion to the actual amount, so please, this is just for basic understanding, diagrammatic representation. So at the end of second year it will be this much, and at the end of third year the interest will be this much. So if we think like this, that the total amount that I am receiving after 3 years is this much. So in the third year, the amount that I am receiving is the amount subtracted of the first 2 years. So for the third year, if I want to find the interest of the third year, the total amount minus the amount at the end of 2 years will give me the third year's interest. Okay, so let's move ahead. So I frame a equation over here that interest of third year is equal to amount of 3 years minus amount of 2 years. For that we will need to find the amount at the end of 2 years. So again, let's use the formula amount at the end of 2 years is equal to principal into 1 plus r by 100 the whole raised to n, where n should be 2 years and principal will be again 80,000. On substituting the values, we get amount. On simplifying, like the previous half of the problem, we can write it as 5 3s are 5, 20s are. Taking LCM and adding, it becomes 23 upon 20 raised to the power 2, which in turn can be written as 80,000 multiplied by 23 into 23 upon 20 into 20. Simplifying it again, 21s are 24,000s are 21s are 20, 200s are 4,000, which will be 1,05,800. So for finding the interest of the third year, we'll have to subtract 1,05,800, that is the amount at the end of 2 years, from 1,21,670, that is the amount of the 3 years. We continue ahead with this, that is 1,21,670 minus 1,05,800, which gives me 15,870. So the statement will be Santosh gets the interest of rupees 15,870 in the third year. I hope this was clear. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 8. Mohit takes a loan of rupees 15,000 from a friend for a period of 3 years. Compounding annually, find the amount that Mohit has to pay to his friend at the end of 3 years if the rate of interest for first year is 8% per annum, second year is 5% per annum, and third year is 10% per annum. Also find the total compound interest paid by him. So kindly read the question once again. Now understanding the question, Mohit takes a loan of 15,000 from his friend for a period of 3 years. Now the rate of interest of all the 3 years are varying. For the first year it is 5%, 8%. For the second year it is 5%, and for the third year it is 10%. So what will be the total amount he will pay to his friend at the end of third year? And we are supposed to find the compound interest, only the compound interest paid by him to his friend. Now there are two methods to solve this. One is the old method, where we are finding simple interest for each year and then adding up. Why for 3 years? Because for the first year I'll find I1 based on rate R1. For the second year, now that interest will get added to the principal. It becomes principal 2 and calculating I2 based on the rate of interest for the second year. And again interest gets added to the previous principal and calculating the third year's interest. This way we'll get the total compound interest because of the 3 different rates of interest. Now the other shortcut method we'll learn today is the formula. We will directly substitute it in the formula that we'll be using now. P, that is principal, is equal to 15,000 rupees. Number of years is 3, and the different rate of interest, I'll use Q as the rate of interest for the first year, that is 8% per annum, R as the rate of interest for the second year, that is 5% per annum, and S the rate of interest for the third year, that is 10% per annum. So here we have 3 different rate of interests for 3 separate years, first year, second year and third year. Now remember this formula. In such cases the amount is given by the formula principal multiplied by 1 plus Q by 100 into 1 plus R by 100 into 1 plus S by 100. Now there is no N, because in a normal situation we used to use the formula P into 1 plus R by 100 raised to the power N, where R used to be same to all the years, and hence for the number of years we used to take it to the power. But here, since for 3 years I have 3 different rates, I am using Q for the first year's rate of interest, R for the second year's rate of interest, and S for the third year's rate of interest, and I am multiplying this bracket individually. So I don't have to use any N over here because I am already doing it individually for all the years. Hence, if you want to remember it, you can link it to this, because N is raised to the power 3, so we'll have 3 different brackets and 3 rates inside the bracket. Now let's use the formula and try to find our solution. Substituting the values, principal is equal to 15,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 into 1 plus 5 by 100 into 1 plus 10 by 100. So we need to simplify this. Pause the video and try and simplify so that you are also using your calculations. We can simplify these brackets by making this together a fraction by taking LCM. I have principal as 15,000 into the first bracket becomes 108 upon 100 into the second bracket becomes 105 upon 100 into the third bracket becomes 110 upon 100. Now let's simplify this. 5 20s are 100, 5 22s are 100. Okay, 2 10s are 20, 2 11s are 22. Now we have 11 by 10 in the last fraction. Over here 5 20s are 100, 5 21s are 105. Over here 2 50s are 100 and 2 54s are 108. Now when you see these three zeros that are multiples of 10, I can reduce these three zeros and this changes into 15. All these zeros vanish away. That is, the tens of these 50, 20 and 10 I have divided by the tens of this 15,000. So what I am left with is 15 multiplied by 54 upon 5 multiplied by 21 upon 2 multiplied by 11 upon 1. There's no need to write that one, just to know what is the denominator over here. Now still, if I look at the expression, I can still simplify it, because multiplying and dividing this will be a terrible calculation. So I still reduce this. 5 1s are 5, 5 3s are 15, 2 1s are and 2 27s. So now we have only the numerators to multiply, that is 3 into 27 into 21 into 11. This is a comparatively simple multiplication than what this looked like, and the solution to this is 18,711 rupees. So Mohit will return the amount of 18,711. Now we are supposed to find the compound interest also. What will be the compound interest that Mohit will pay? So compound interest formula is amount minus principal, that is 18,711, minus the amount was 15,000, which gives me 3,711. So 3,711 is the compound interest that Mohit will pay to his friend after 3 years for a principal of 15,000 at 3 different rate of interests, that is 8, 5 and 10. I hope this sum was clear. Now next question is, Arvind borrows rupees 20,000 at 12% per annum simple interest and immediately lends it to another person at 12% per annum compound interest. Find his gain or loss at the end of 2 years. From our previous videos, you must have already realized what will it eventually lead to, whether gain or loss. Looking at the scenario, it seems that Arvind is a smart chap. He thinks of experimenting on this topic of compound interest and simple interest, and he does one act of borrowing 20,000 from person X at 12% per annum. So he borrows 20,000 from X, which say 12% per annum, and he immediately lends it to the person Y. The same principal, same rate of interest, but the only difference was here it was simple interest and here it was compound interest. Now find his gain or loss at the end of 2 years. So when they meet again, Obviously they'll have to return the money. Y will return to A, Arvind will return to X again. So in this net transaction, we are supposed to find whether it is gain of Arvind or loss. Whether Arvind's smartness wins him some money or he is in loss. If this is profitable and you are smart and good at math, you may be doing this at your own level also, but you need to be honest while mentioning that it is simple interest or compound interest. So let's see whether Arvind gains something from this transaction or loses. So again, understanding the equation, he borrows some money from X and immediately gives it to Y, but his borrowing is at simple interest and he lends it at compound interest. Now let us begin. The interest or the simple interest which Arvind has to pay, the simple interest which Arvind has to pay will be PNR upon 100 or PRT upon 100. It will be PRT upon 100, where the principal is 20,000, rate of interest is 12, and time period is 2 years upon 100. So we have 200 here. The simple interest I get over here is 12 to the 24, 24 to the 48, 4,800. Now the compound interest that Arvind has to receive is given by the formula A minus P. So we are supposed to find A first. So A is given by principal is, first we'll write the formula, principal 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to N, which is nothing but 20,000 into 1 plus 12 by 100 the whole raised to 2. So we simplify this bracket. This becomes 100 plus 12, 112 upon 100. So 20,000 multiplied by 112 upon 100, and this is square, so it will be multiplied twice. When I simplify this, this gives me 10,000. 10,000 2's are 20,000. So what we are supposed to find is 2 into 112 into 112, which eventually gives me 25,088. Now we are still yet to find the compound interest, which is nothing but I'll write over here only 25,088 minus 20,000. So it is 5,088 rupees. So you may see that the compound interest earned or received by Arvind is 5,088. So he receives 5,088 as compound interest. This is not the total amount, this is only the compound interest which we are talking of. So he receives 5,088 from Y as compound interest, but he has to give only 4,000 4,800, only 4,800 as the simple interest to the person X. So it is obvious that it is a win-win situation for Arvind. He has gained. So since compound interest is greater than simple interest, Arvind has gained in this transaction. The amount that Arvind has gained is nothing but compound interest minus simple interest. That is nothing but the difference between the compound interest and the simple interest, the type of the problem that we have done in the previous videos. So this is 5,088 minus 4,800, which gives me 288. So in this transaction, or you may say a smart move by Arvind and his knowledge of math, he earned rupees 288 on this simple transaction where he borrowed money at simple interest. The same money he lended it to another person at compound interest with the same rate of interest and tenure as well as the same principal. He made a profit of 288. So in today's video, we saw an example how understanding and having good knowledge of math and practically applying it can be beneficial to you, especially in the last sum that we solved. In the next video, we will be solving few more problems which will serve as practice for us, as well as playing with this formula of amount and compound interest. That will be the last video on this topic. So till then, stay happy, stay safe, keep practicing. Thank you.